keep trying to delegitimize women's literature like fairy smut is because if
Why is that a whole ass think piece? Don't we have better things to write think pieces about in this day and age? This is the year of our Lord, 2026, and we're still shitting on media that's marketed towards women. Like, history has not proven that things that are like for girls have stood the test of time. You know what used to be considered like banal and for girls back in the day? The fucking Beatles! Like, back in the day, people used to talk their shit and say that the Beatles weren't real music and it was just like teeny bopper shit meant for girls. Meanwhile, that band is made up of 3 of the greatest songwriters of the boomer generation and Ringo. And the same is true of Star Trek and probably a whole lot of other things that I'm not able to think about off the top of my head. It just shows that we really haven't learned anything. And I used to be really, really super guilty of this. Like, I didn't grow up with romance books or like bodice strippers or anything like that. I came into romantasy as a fantasy girly. And I can admit now, I used to be really elitist about the romance genre. And I'd like to think I'm not now. But, you know, you're constantly unlearning this kind of like internalized misogyny. And before someone fixes their face to tell me, oh, but like the main romantasy books and the main like fairy smut books are bad, like ACOTAR is bad and The Fourth Wing is flawed and blah, 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 which they absolutely are. They have problems. I spend a lot of time on TikTok ranting about those problems. But if it was a crime to consume and then dissect tropey media, I want to bring every man to court for that same offense. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not taking your criticism of romantasy seriously if the next thing you tell me is that, oh man, my favorite thing in the world is adventure anime isekai number 5. And number 5 is being generous. There's a lot of like rinsing and repeating in certain male-centered or male-marketed genres. Actually, to bring it back to music, I feel like there's a lot of people being really dismissive of the pop genre because, and the only reason I can think of why you're being dismissive of like the pop genre is that you don't think that that's real music, and that's a highly feminized genre. Like, yes, there are men in pop music, but it's Harry Styles and maybe Troye Sivan and definitely Maddie Healy and like not that many other people who are really killing it in the game like the pop girlies are. And they're like, oh no, like that's not real music. And I'm just like, grow the fuck up, sit the fuck down. Across all mediums, I think women are killing it in the game right now. They're making incredible music, they're directing and writing incredible movies, and they're writing good books. I think there can be some things to criticize about like the fairy smut genre, but that's something that should be done, I think, within the fairy smut genre fandom. I don't think we should be reading think pieces about it in mainstream media. Like, what do you know? I don't think you know a lot. And honestly, I gotta bring it back to my point at the top of this video. Don't we have more important things to be writing think pieces about right now? And I'd argue that some of like the romantasy fairy smut books actually do a better job of talking about some of the issues that these people should be writing think pieces about, even when they're not being done well. Like, no one is saying ACOTAR is like a treatise on feminism, because it's just not. But even as it's fucking up, you're learning something. And when you engage with the material critically, you're learning even more. And there's a difference between engaging with the flawed or excellent or both material in the romantasy genre, in romance, in like fairy smut books, and then then completely dismissing it, which is what this think piece is doing. Like, we gotta do better, y'all. This shit's ridiculous.